Hi, this is Zach May with the US Chartbreakers here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Wednesday, the 1st of October. Starting off with the S&P, which obviously had a decent session yesterday. We reversed most of those, in fact, all of those gains so far on the futures, but on the back of the US shutdown fears and perhaps realities as well. Here we've got a rising trend channel, but we're still within recent ranges. So recent support there towards 65.50 and obviously the record highs towards 6,700. That's the little range we have at the moment. Top of the range, potentially up to 68.50, the top of that channel there from back in April. And the floor of the range, which may be more appropriate at the moment, 64.74, the 50-day line and the floor of the channel. RSI still in a good place in the 60s, but obviously we do have a pullback. 65.50, probably the most likely scenario at the moment. Moving on to the Nasdaq, which is also a bit out of time, perhaps. Here you can see that the market has been heading towards the top of that channel there from April up to 25,400. We've got a best case scenario target by the end of this month up to 26,200, which is a late January resistance line projection. On the downside, hoping that the floor of the channel and recent support towards 24,000 will be held, and that obviously allows for a bit of wiggle room in terms of the US shutdown fears. Moving on to the stocks, and starting off with AnaptysBio, and here we've got a situation where the shares gap through resistance. Resistance in question around the $28.70 level. Above that, we're looking at the top of the channel and the top of the range up to $38 by the end of next month. Onto a stock which has got a decent sort of chart pattern on its daily chart, and here you can see that Beneficient has managed to spike up quite well off the floor of that rising trend channel base. We already hit the top of the channel there at basically the December resistance line towards the 107 cents area. I'm looking for that again. And I suppose the main highlight here would be if the shares could fill the gap towards the 113, 114 cents area from where they are now. We had previously resistance on the way down around the 85 cents area, so hopefully above 85, we're looking for the 110 to 120 cents area. Moving along to go on to the chart of Bakkt, which we looked at quite a few times in the recent past, came very close to the top of the range in the second target resistance line there at $35. Hopefully we'll get there in coming days, especially while we remain above the old gap there around the $28 area. But looks as though the share's ready for a fresh move to the upside, and perhaps through a one-year resistance at $37 as well. Stock which we've looked at quite a lot in the recent past and looks like still a good one is Conifer, and here apart from the rather savage pullback, which was a bull trap through the old resistance around the $1.90 area, looks like we're back in business with the rebound, especially while we're above recent broken resistance at 132 cents. Now, once again, looking for up to $2.60. In this case, by the end of this month, after the massive key reversal to the upside yesterday and the double RSI rebound at neutral 50. On to Fate, and here you can see that we've got a rising trend channel base for the shares, broken through the 200-day line, in fact the 50 and 200-day line on the same day. The longer we stay above that 200-day moving average at $1.19, looking for the top of the range and the top of that channel at $1.70 by the end of this month. Another potential winner, we hope, is Innovation Beverage, and here we've got a falling trend channel, but we have managed to gap off the lows, which is helpful. In fact, it's a kind of complex bear trap island reversal, so gapping down beginning of last month, gapping up, and then all over the place since then. But hopefully the volatility is now coming to a close, at least while we're above the 200-day line there at $3.47. Above that, looking at the top of the range and the top of the channel towards $6.50 by the end of this month. Interesting setup coming up with the next company, which is Leap Therapeutics. Here, I think we've looked at this company before, but it's been very much a very rocky and volatile ride. But a breakout now through the 37 cents zone, and above that looking for 50, 55 or 56 cents in coming days as a minimum, given how strong the turnaround looks at the moment. Obviously, the shares coming off the back of a massive gap to the upside, the downside rather. Initial target after the top of the range, the 55 cents area would be up to the 200-day moving average. 74 cents is a best case scenario target by the end of next month. Ideally, we stay on the right side of 40 cents while we're doing it. On to a stock which hopefully will be another winner, Robo.ai, and here a sort of gradual move to the upside, rather volatile as well, between $2 and $2.50, but we're looking at the top of the range, $3.50. Hopefully by the end of this month, uh, after all the moving around and volatility that we might still get in the shares. You can see that we've had 3 or perhaps 4 RSI 50 rebounds, or RSI 50 zone rebounds in the recent past. So it does look as though the price action is tipped towards the upside on that one. Moving along to SciSparc, which we looked at a few days ago, and this is another one of those rather messy situations. But the latest mess is that we've gapped up and closed at the top of that falling trend channel that we had as a previous target there, $5.80 above that. Looking at the highs again towards $9 in coming days, maybe the next couple of weeks, especially given the way that we've got that double RSI 50 rebound in the recent past. So hopefully above, or at least on the right side of $6, looking for $9 plus in the first half of October. Finishing up with Zura, and here we've built on the previous session's gap to the upside. Looks like a wide rising trend channel here, top of the channel they're heading for up to the $8.30 area. We're looking for that maybe by the end of next month. While we remain above resistance on the way down, $3.40 should hopefully cover it on any setback or pullback. That's for me today. More updates tomorrow.